Ugh. Do you know what? I think I'm coming down with something. I think I'm coming down with a bit of World Cup fever. Hello, yes, welcome. It's the World Cup bonus episode special. That's a lot of words to say the World Cup episode. But we're here, it's the World Cup. We're going to do it all in this condensed video in a format definitely not stolen from Zealand. So, ignore that. What we're going to do is we're going to first look through all the groups very quickly. I'm going to tell you which of our Newcastle, our entertainers, are out there playing in the World Cup. Because there's a few of them. I've got a list, that's why I keep looking down there. And then, once we've been through all those groups, what we're going to do is we're not going to watch any of the group stage matches. I'll just bring you the results as they happen, let you know. And then when we get to the knockout rounds, that's when we'll start watching some matches. So if you want to see some Football Manager gameplay today, then skip ahead to the knockout rounds and the final results of the groups. If you want to stick around and see it, I'll condense it down as much as possible, but it could be a bit of a long one today. And like I say, it's a bonus episode, so this is not canon. There'll be no discussion of Newcastle United today, except about our boys on tour. That's what I've written down in there. Our boys on tour. So, actually, let's go through them first, because we've got some of our big names out here at the minute. We've got Dominik Livakovic, goalkeeper extraordinaire, Croatian. He's there, international experienced goalkeeper. We've got Owen Wijnaldum. Still don't know is that how you say it. He's playing for the Netherlands. He's a Dutchman. He's going to be flying down that left. Hopefully at left back. We'll see him a bit. We've got Leon Bailey, who is probably the standout player for his nation, Jamaica. So good luck to him. They've actually qualified, so we'll see them in a minute. We've got one player representing England. It's Shawn Longstaff. I don't know if I've ever seen Shawn Longstaff get called up for the international tournaments on this game before, so I don't know if there's a lot of injuries or if we're just that good that Shawnee boy is being called up. And then we've got two Italians. We've got both Belotti and Pellegrini, both called up for the Italian squad, with Pellegrini getting his debut very recently in this game, about a month ago. And then, of course, last but not by no means least, we've got the Norwegian Nut Boys. It's Aya and Thorsby for Norway, in case you couldn't guess that they play for Norway. So you never know, we might see both of them in the central midfield, maybe with an Odegaard ahead of them. It's exciting times. Speaking of Norway, let's move on to the groups. Here on the screen in front of you, you've been staring at for a little while. Group A, Colombia, Mali, Norway and Qatar. It's a fun group. It is a really fun group, which I'd say strong favourites are Norway and Colombia, but Qatar, obviously it's their World Cup, the hosts, they've got a strong advantage. And Mali, you can't write off Mali. They're here for a reason. They've had to go through the African qualifiers, so they're going to have beaten some big boys on the way. That's Group A. That's an exciting group for me. Group B. Oh, the excitement doesn't stop here. It's Chile, Senegal, Spain, and Syria. Syria are in the World Cup. Amazing. We're with you. I would love to see a Senegal-Syria win a first and a second here. That would be bellissimo. But overall, another exciting group. Let's go to Group C. Group C, France, Japan, Mexico, Turkey. This is where some of those countries that you always see at the World Cup, this is where they are. The Mexicans, the last 16 specialists. They always get to the last 16 to Mexico, it seems. France, obviously, reigning world champions. Japan, always a bit of a wild card. And Turkey, always a fun time for Turkey to be there. So this is all these groups are really fun. A really good World Cup this is looking at. Group D. This is where we've got some of our boys. It's Australia, Croatia, which is Livakovic, England, which is Shawn Longstaff, and Venezuela. So you got the England-Croatia rematch from the 2018 World Cup here, rather than the semi-finals. It's here in the groups, and Australia and Venezuela are here too. I'm only joking. Croatia had quite an aging squad in the 2018, so we'll have to see how they do. Australia and Venezuela have got some good players amongst their ranks, so exciting to see how they do. Group E. Oh, there's two big teams and two teams that are probably not too excited to be in this group. It's Brazil, Portugal, Romania, and South Korea. But with Portugal, I think Ronaldo should be here, and it should be his probably last chance to maybe get a World Cup. I don't know. We'll have to have a look at the teams before they go out there. Group F, let's have a look at that now. Argentina, Germany, Ghana, and Jamaica. Oh, it's a fun little group, this one. Argentina, Messi's probably last tournament as well, you'd say, last World Cup at least. Germany, obviously, just churning the talent through. There's probably a whole bunch of talent there. Ghana and Jamaica, the wild cards in this group to cause some upsets and get through. Obviously, I remember Ghana in the 2010 South Africa World Cup when they were robbed by Luis Suarez and his little hands. They're not that small probably, but just still angry about it. And Jamaica, of course, we've got our boy Leon Bailey there, who, well, this is one thing I mentioned about Newcastle. He's one of the best players in the world in form-wise at the minute. So, could be a real handful for some of the defences, especially Argentina. Group G, Egypt, Holland, Italy, and the USA. It's a lovely little group. A lot of our players in here, 3 of our players. This is probably most players in one group, I'd say, with 3. 2 Italians, although I'm not sure if Pellegrini's going to start that much, but Belotti could go up against Owen quite a lot. And the USA here, good to see them back. They always try their darndest, and you know, it's the one time every 4 years that the USA actually enjoys soccer. And Egypt, of course, never write off Egypt. Who knows? There could be a new Mido. Remember Mido? Everybody loves Mido. Or Amizaki. Some good players. Group H. Oh, look at that. That's lovely. Belgium, obviously one of the biggest, highest ranked teams in the world. Cameroon, Iran, and Sweden. So that is a tough group to get out of as well, I'd say. A very fun group. So that's all the groups here. You can see them all. We'll scroll through them. Now, the first match days. Let's get to it. Let's get to the World Cup. I'll see you back after the first match days have been played in every group. And we're back. It's been the first group games, and you can see on the screen already, there's been some big surprises. Qatar, the hosts that nobody expected anything from, let alone the host with the most, beating Colombia 2-1, seasoned, experienced Colombia 2-1, and Norway, I forgot about Erling Haaland being there, 5-0 against Mali. So Norway, the early front runners in that group, but Qatar getting a win, that could, with so few games in the group, that could really see them. That could almost be it. I'm just shocked by it. Also, Spain drawing 0-0 with Senegal, and Chile taking advantage by beating Syria 4-1. I see Syria get a goal at least. So Group C and D. C, we've got Mexico 2, Irving Lozano, Chanaloglu there with 1. France, the holders, they went 1-0 down to Japan, that looks like, and managed an 81st minute penalty on Martial to turn it around. Jadon Sancho and Tammy Abraham 2-0 win over Venezuela for England. Croatia beaten 3-1 by the Australians. Who is this man? Azani, he plays for New York. He's not too bad, is he? Estimated cost of 0. What do you mean 0? Let's not look at that right now. Apparently we've scouted him. Well, I said Croatia's team might be a bit aged. They were in the 2018 World Cup, but I did not see a 3-1 win for Australia coming. Groups E and F. In Group E, you've got Brazil with a 90th minute winner to beat Portugal, and Romania with a 2-0 win over South Korea to take advantage of that, put themselves in a position to maybe knock Portugal out early. Then in the other games, you look, Jamaica, not quite. They went 2-0 down early on, got a goal back after getting a man sent off. Leon Bailey had a bit of a quiet game, it's fair to say. They probably marked him. Germany with, I don't know, are these not even the real players? They're not the real players. The German national team still isn't licensed, I guess. But they win 2-0 against Ghana, so that's nice for them. Hopefully we'll see some new gens in the next World Cup so that they can have a real team. I don't know if that's how it works. Unfortunate for Ghana, that. Next, we've got Group G with a huge result. Biggest win of the tournament so far. It's 5-0 for the Dutch against the USA, and a 3-0 for the Italians over the Egyptians. El Neni getting a goal for the Egyptians there. So we could see 2 clear favourites in that group straight away. What will happen when they play each other? Will anybody be able to take advantage? I'm not sure. Then in the other group, Iran and Sweden, a bit one-sided there. Alexander Isak, who plays for Tottenham in this game, as far as I'm aware still. 4-0 for Sweden there. And in the real showcase game of the round so far, by the looks of it, a 3-2 win. 90 seconds. In the last 10 minutes, Cameroon went 2-0 up. Oh, that's unbelievable. 2-0 up. 10 minutes left. Origi and Tielemans turn it round and steal the 3 points. Belgium can consider themselves very fortunate. And then we're back again. It's the second round of fixtures. So let's move on, and I'll meet you back for the end of the second round of group fixtures. We're back again. It's the second round of group fixtures, and straight away, Group A. Wow. Everything is still on the line. Everything's still to play for. The Norwegian Nut Boys cannot hold their own against Colombia, who turn around after that first defeat and get a 2-0 win. Not that Luis Suarez scores, and so does Jefferson Lerma, who may remember from Bournemouth, I believe, and possibly other teams. Mali also get their first win. They beat the host Qatar, meaning it's all level in terms of points. Goal difference, the only thing separating the teams going into the final group games. Mali versus Colombia and Qatar versus Norway. Will we see the Norwegian Nut Boys in the next round, or will they be coming home to daddy? No, don't say that. Coming home to Newcastle sooner than expected. Who knows? Let's move on to Group B, where we've seen a 4-3-2-1 in terms of the points split. Spain do get their first win. Chile couldn't get anything against them. Syria get a point, a 94th minute equaliser against Senegal, and that is a point for Syria, which actually keeps them in the conversation, even to be group winners, weirdly. Meaning that, nothing is sorted until the final group game. Let's move on to Group C, where it's all over. Sorry to say, Mexico and France are through. France a 2-0 win against 10 men Turkey. Mexico with a 4-1 win over still 11 men Japan. Meaning the last two games mean nothing, apart from who's going to win the group and who gets the easier draw in the next round, or the supposed easier draw. Group D, only one thing is sorted, and that is that England are going through to the knockout rounds with a 2-1 win over Croatia in the rematch from the 2018 semi-finals, which leaves Croatia on 0 points and out. They're gone. Croatia's going home, which does mean Livakovic is not going to be tired or injured, so that's nice, unless he gets injured in the last match. But it means Croatia are gone. Venezuela need England to do them a favour and to beat Croatia by quite a lot to get through themselves. And also, Shawn Longstaff got on for the last 10 minutes of the game against Croatia, and that was his international debut in the World Cup. He didn't do anything, but I congratulated him, and he took it well. He didn't spit in my face. Group E, it's not over yet, but Portugal are on the edge after a 3-2 loss to South Korea. Wow. Brazil absolutely humped Romania 5-0. Gabriel Jesus, Anthony and Neymar all on the score sheet. So they are basically set to go through unless there's a big swing. Group F. Group F is a bit of a, Jamaica get their first win of the tournament, 2-0 against Ghana, which looks like it might send Ghana home. Argentina drew with Germany 0-0, which means, again, last day, Ghana can't go through, unfortunately. So, the heroics of the 2010 World Cup will not be repeated by Ghana today. But Jamaica still can. Leon Bailey, I had a look, played an absolute blinder, 2 assists. So both goals he was involved in, an 8.2 rating, which, pretty standard for Leon Bailey if you ask me. But wonderful to see Jamaica have a chance. Last day, they've got to go to Germany. Go to Germany? No, everybody's in Qatar, Luke. They've got to beat Germany or get something against Germany. And maybe hope Ghana. They've just beat Germany. That's what they've got to do. That is the ticket to the next round for them. Oh, it's a tough one. Group G. Only one team certified through, and that is the Dutch. A 95th minute winner over the Italians sends them through. Group H is still undecided in a way. Belgium and Sweden, a point each from that second game, and Iran and Cameroon. One of those two teams, Iran and Cameroon, needed to take advantage of that draw because it means that who are they playing? Belgium play Iran and Sweden play Cameroon. So there is every chance that Iran and Cameroon could go through, but they would need to beat both their opponents on the last day and do it by a good number of goals. We've got one more round of fixtures to go. So I'll see you back for the final standings of the groups. And we're back. You see it yourselves on the screen. It's dramatic. Qatar hosts with the most. I think the record, I don't know if any team who hosted the World Cup have been knocked out in the group stages, but it's not happening here. The Norwegian Nut Boys are coming home. They couldn't hold it together. 2-1 to Qatar, sends them through. 3-1 to Colombia, sends them through. Let's have a look at Group B, where final day results. Senegal 5-1 over Chile. Spain, a 1-0 win, left it late against Syria, means Spain and Senegal go through. Chile and Syria go home. Apart from Group A, which I start on, I don't see any of these groups before you. I'm looking through them for the first time with you. The only things I see are little snippets of information from what the games that my players are involved in. And with that, let's move to Group C, where we already knew it was over. But Turkey get a win, a 4-1 win against Japan, just to give themselves a bit of points. And France, well, yes, reigning champions France, 5-0 against second place Mexico. Group C is done then. It was done before. We knew that. Group D, England and Australia go through. Croatia, out of nowhere. Venezuela obviously needed a win and for Australia to lose. England did their part with Bukayo Saka and Harry Kane on the score sheet, but Croatia absolutely crushed Venezuela with 10 men. So messy, looks messy, but that means England and the Socceroos are going throughs. Group E, let's have a look here. Brazil and South Korea go through. South Korea, a 1-0 win over Brazil means they go through, because Portugal, remember, Portugal could have turned it around, and they would have done as well, their goal difference, if South Korea had not won that match. If Brazil had beaten South Korea, Portugal would have just grabbed it and taken that spot away. But as it is, Portugal are going home. Bye-bye, Ronaldo. Did he play? Is he here? Is he injured? I just got to double check quickly. Portugal, where is Ronaldo? Did Ronaldo not come? Did he retire from international football? Is this no Ronaldo Portugal? I've got to find out. Sorry, everybody. I just got to... Ronaldo, is he injured? Was he injured for the competition? Where's Cristiano Ronaldo? The search for Cristiano Ronaldo goes on. There he is. He retired. Cristiano Ronaldo, he retired. I don't believe it. He's retired from the game. Unbelievable. I didn't know this. Let's move to Group F, where we have an upset. Jamaica, a 1-0 win against the Germans, and they're through. Argentina, Jamaica, both through. Messi is there. He's on the score sheet against Ghana, who go home with, unfortunately 0 points and 0 goals scored. Poor Ghana. But Jamaica, Leon Bailey and Jamaica go marching on. We know about their bobsleigh team. Now we know about their football team. That's poor. That's poor, Luke. Let's go to Group G, where it's the Italians have 94th minute winner. It's Pellegrini, not Pellegrini. Pellegrini, sorry. And they got very excited there. The Dutch just march on. They look very strong. 8 goals scored, 0 conceded, 9 points out of 9. Group H, let's finish this off. It's the Swedes and the Belgians. 1-0 wins either way against them. Sorry, Cameroon and Iran. You're going home. But you've got a point each. Let's have a look at what that means for the second round then. And we've got some big games in that second round. And then the quarterfinals, semi-finals, third place players in the finals. So, which games shall we watch? There's Senegal versus Colombia. There's Qatar versus Spain. I think we might have a bit of Qatar versus Spain, if I'm honest. France versus Australia. I like it. England versus Mexico. Jamaica versus Brazil. A huge game. South Korea, Argentina. Belgium, Holland. Sweden, Italy. Some big games. So the next 4 games we're going to watch, I'll meet you back for the first one, which is Qatar versus Spain. See you there. Welcome back. Quick update before we go to Qatar versus Spain. Senegal, the only African nation left in the World Cup, are through with a 1-0 win over Colombia. Next up, Qatar versus Spain. Let's go. Here we are then. Qatar, Spain, teams warming up. First time of the game, Spain whipping up across, and it's a goal for Spain. Tony Martinez with a goal. And Qatar, 19 minutes in, 1-0 down. The hosts could be crashing out here. And the goalkeeper was in no man's land there. Half time here. It's a little one-sided, but still only 1-0. And Qatar have had a shot. We haven't seen it, but still all to play for. Can Qatar come back and stay in their own World Cup? Just find out in the second half. And Marc Roca combine, and it's into Tony Martinez, who just knocks that in. I don't think he actually got a touch. It'd gone all the way in from the cross. Marc Roca makes it 2-0 to Spain, and that might put the game too far away for Qatar. Let's have a look at that again. That cross, Marc Roca actually put his hands up for that. I think he was the only option. The cross curling, I thought Martinez got a touch on it, he didn't, and the goalkeeper was just left stranded as the ball sailed into the corner. As we come to the end of this game, looks like Spain are cruising through to the next round, and Qatar, I was going to say they're going home, but they're not going very far. They're out of their own World Cup, and they get good account of themselves to get through the group stages and into this round, but Spain, a test too much for them, and Qatar are out. It's day 2 of the knockouts. Today we're watching England versus Mexico, because we can't watch both apparently. So England versus Mexico it is, and then we'll have a look at the results. Maybe the highlights of France versus Australia, depending on the outcome of that game. Let's go find out if England can make a statement in these early rounds of the World Cup. Sterling moving inside into Mount, back to Shawn Longstaff, who's playing a deeper role, into Calvert-Lewin, and Calvert-Lewin opens the scoring. England 1, Mexico 0. It was a good move. Some longer passes there, some at least not quite short. Sterling moved inside, couldn't find an option, gives it back to Mount, gives it back to Shawn Longstaff, into Alexander-Arnold. I think he's playing in centre mid as well. Calvert-Lewin with a great finish, leaves the Mexican keeper on his knees. It's whipped towards Guardado, gives it back, but Sterling intercepts, and this is a dangerous breakaway. Sterling going down that right-hand side, he's got options in the middle, but he's leaving the Mexicans for dust, and he scores 2-0 England. And they look like they might be real contenders in this World Cup. Sterling on the ball, moving forward, long ball over to Calvert-Lewin. He's gone past that tackle, and it's his second of the game. Calvert-Lewin and Sterling are playing absolute blinders today. 3-0 to England. We're not even at half-time yet. This could be a big scoring game. Let's look at that again. Sterling moves inside, just takes out a few defenders. One long ball over the top. The slide tackle was ineffective. Calvert-Lewin just walked past it. And same finish as the first one, really. Lovely goal. And England come again. Alexander-Arnold forward to Sterling. Sterling involved in everything today. Long ball to Calvert-Lewin. And it's a hat-trick for Calvert-Lewin in the first half. 4-0. Throwing for England, Chilwell to Kane, Kane into Sterling. It's 5, and the keeper should have done a lot better there, but he didn't. And England are running away with this. 5-0. Harry Kane in the box, gets it into Sterling. Easy finish for Sterling. Maybe the keeper should have done better there. Oh dear. And there it is. All the work done by England in the first half, where they were absolutely ruthless. The XG suggests it should have been a fairly close game, but in the end, the 5-0 scoreline is all that matters, rather than show you the full highlights from the France versus Australia match. Here's the goals. as Pavard into Aouar, gives it to Kante, into Tolisso, into Martial, into Mbappe, and France went 1-0 up in the first half. And then it came quickly to Australia in the 67th minute. They actually got an equaliser, 1-1. Australia took them all the way to extra time until here, 120 minutes gone, Jordan Veretout breaks Australian hearts and sends them out. 2-1 to France, extra time, 120th minute goal. Again, just like the France-Australia match yesterday, it's South Korea versus Argentina, and this is the goals. Unlike yesterday, it wasn't really heartbreak, more a little bit messy, you might say, if you want to do a bad pun. Just watch and you'll see. That's one. Diabolical, if you ask me. That was on 24 minutes, and then on 30 minutes it became 2. Dybala again, and then on 32 minutes 2 became 3. After Maffeo gets down that right hand side into Dybala, he got his hat-trick after 32 minutes. After that, well, the floodgates were open for the second half. 52 minutes gone, Palacios moves inside, Dybala gets a 4th goal of the game, and Argentina, I'm sad to say, weren't done yet. Palacios into messy turns, gives it out to Tagliafico. Tagliafico has a shot, he made it. I think that's 5, I've lost count already. 5, and now 6th goal, Palacios into Martinez, who has a pass to Maffeo, very unselfish of him, and Maffeo gets one as well. Still not done, 7th goal, free kick, saved the initial effort, but Tagliafico gets it back to Palacios, who puts away the rebound, and just to add insults to what was already insulting, Palacios gets the ball, plays it in, Icardi, 8-0. Here they come, the teams, Jamaica and Brazil. A clash of kits with yellow in them. I don't know how to say it really. Corner, Brazil, Coutinho in, Hector away, only as far as Everton. Everton comes back in and scores the first goal of the game. 14 minutes have gone. Still a long time to play on this ridiculously long pitch. What can Jamaica do in reply? Leon Bailey is apparently quite tired. I imagine he's been just carrying a lot of the expectations. But Everton gets a goal. Throw in for Brazil. Alexandro into Casemiro. Casemiro to Fabinho. He's got space. Gives it to Militao. Militao has a shot. It's found its way in. And that is unfortunate. Gotta say, 2-0 down after 27 minutes. I really don't want to see the floodgates open. Alexandro coming down that left-hand side. Where's the ball going to come from? There it is. And I think Gabriel Jesus has slid that in. 3-0 before half-time. Is the game over, or is there going to be a miraculous comeback in that second half? I think a lot of the star players for Jamaica here are absolutely exhausted. And to make it this far is an achievement already. So can't say too much. Yeah, Gabriel Jesus is already on the floor before the ball even reaches him. So a bit rude, I think, Gabriel. Free kick for Jamaica, 89th minute. Oh, it's in! Jamaica, is that consolation, or is the comeback on? There's not time left. There's no time left. Let's see that again anyway from this angle. Johnson. Alisson Becker was not ready for that. Lovely goal. But I think it's just a consolation as we roll into full time. Jamaica go home, and today the South American sides romp to success. We're back for the last day of the first knockout round, where we've seen no real upsets, unfortunately, but we do have a last chance, I guess. Sweden-Italy should be a very good game, as should Belgium versus Holland. We're going to watch Sweden versus Italy, so let's go right now. Emerson comes in, left-hand side, the left-back, moves it into Verratti. Verratti, great ball to Immobile, and Immobile squeezes that under the keeper. Italy go 1-0 up in 16 minutes. Swedish free kick whipped all the way to Alexander Isak, and it's 1-1. This game is far from done, unlike a lot of the others we've seen where it's been done. But this one, 1-1, Alexander Isak with a great header from the free kick, working on their set pieces. I see it's from deep. Isak rises so high. He's a fantastic player, and exciting to see him score into Quaison. And there's a handball by Quaison. Quaison, already booked. He's off. Sweden down to 10. It's a good tackle, but it's fallen to Pellegrini again. Baratti to Zaniolo. Zaniolo coming from the right this time. Over to Lazzari. Lazzari's got space to find the cross. He doesn't. It goes back to Zaniolo to Verratti. Verratti with a shot, and that's a fantastic goal by the Italians. And now, what have the Swedes got left with 10 men? Have they got anything to give? Let's see that again, though. Zaniolo goes out wide to Lazzari. They close him down well, but he just has a ball to Zaniolo. Has a ball to Verratti, who takes one touch and then unleashes that into the top corner. Verratti corner for Italy into Bonucci, and it's fallen to a Kirby, and that is 3-1 to Italy. And I think 75 minutes gone, that might be too much to do for the Swedes. And there you have it, 3-1 to Italy. They're through after, well, the first half was tight. The second half, the Swedes looked outnumbered, which they were, and it was telling. Let's see if we can find out the result from the second match. That was the Belgians versus the Dutch. So these are the goals from the Belgium-Netherlands match. And we start with this from the Dutch. Frimpong moved out right, looking for a cross, finds the cross. Depay's there, 1-0 to the Dutch after 28 minutes. But was there a reply? Or was there more from the Dutch? Mullen moved it forwards over to Kluivert, and it was 2 for the Dutch on 72 minutes. Did the Belgians have anything left in the tank? Well, a little bit. Mounier on the ball, gets it, tries to get past, eventually gets past Blind, and gets a goal. But that was it. The quarterfinals are drawn, and the tree looks a bit like this. Zoom in. Spain play France. Brazil play Italy. Senegal play England. Argentina play Holland. Welcome. It's Spain versus France in the World Cup quarterfinals here. One of these two teams will have to go home, and I'm excited to see who it is. It's Spain whipping a corner to start the game off. Isco back into Rodri. Rodri just over the bar. As I'm still doing my introduction to the game, the reigning champions France versus recent champions Spain. Over to Cucurella. Cucurella into Isco. Isco with the opening goal. And Spain take the lead in this one. 1-0. France on the ropes at the minute. But they've got players like Mbappe and Pogba on the pitch. And you know, anything is possible, especially the first of those names. Mbappe is there. Koke there with a good ball into Cucurella with a first-time cross. Isco's there. Nobody is stopping that one. Top of the net. Spain take the lead. And as we go in to the last minute, France are out. Senegal versus England in the other game. Now, unfortunately, I didn't press the button to attend the game because it only lets you press one per day unless you do it. I didn't do it, all right? So this is the goals from that game. Let me tell you, it's pretty dramatic. Diatta came down that right-hand side for Senegal. He got a ball in the box, and Diagne, I think that is, Diagne, maybe, scores. Senegal go 1-0 up, but they weren't done there. Badou goes forward. Badou into Wagou. Wagou into Diagne, puts them 2 up. 2 for Diagne in that 68th minute. It looked hopeless for England, but a minute later they respond. Alexander-Arnold gives it to Mount, into Harry Kane, turns, Sancho's there. 2-1. Still time for England to repair the damage. 77 minutes, Mount with a free kick. Abraham there, 2-2. And it goes all the way to extra time. 112 minutes. Bukayo Saka moves down the left-hand side into Harry Kane. Harry Kane finishes it. England turn around the 2-0 deficit and send Senegal home. Breaking Senegal hearts there. The first of 2 matches today in what looks like an unfinished stadium. There's a lot of construction work still happening. That's just how realistic the game is, I guess. Argentina versus the Netherlands. What is that? Come on now. You can't be playing in that. Adebayor moving on the right-hand side, looking for a ball into the box. He finds it, and Donny van der Beek puts the Netherlands 1-0 up in a game where you got to say it's Argentina after their last round 8-0 demolition of South Korea. You're expecting a lot of Dybala, and it's Messi's last chance saloon for the World Cup. Van der Beek beats the keeper there. Great ball, great run. The Netherlands take the lead. Got to ask the question why Lautaro Martinez is starting after Dybala scores 4 in the last game. And you've got to ask a few more questions here maybe. As Kluivert, it's in the bottom corner. There's a mix-up in the defence there, I think. It was bouncing all over the penalty area, and it's settled at the feet of Justin Kluivert for him to tuck it away into that bottom corner. De Beek as well gets back across. It's bouncing all over the place. I think that might have taken a deflection as well. Wow. 2-0. Senesi to Nahun. Nahun to Senesi. Marcus Acuna. Messi. Rodriguez. Long ball. Lo Celso. Oh, what a challenge that is. I've got a bit passionate there because that last ditch stopped the comeback, and they did. The Dutch have thrown their bodies on the line in this game, thrown everything in the way of Messi, Dybala, and co. And I think that is that. We're just going to wait these last 10 seconds out. Tagliafico, Dybala. It's too late, Messi, as he's challenged, and Memphis runs through. Oh, it's injury. It's in. Oh, he's done it. They were pushing so hard to try and find anything, and Memphis, one tackle, and it's Lionel Messi as well, who loses out in the midfield to Coop Miners, who gives Memphis Depay a run through on goal, and he doesn't mess around. Argentinian hearts broken in this half-built stadium. Can they even see behind that goal? Can anybody see the fucking football match happening? Second match of the day, Brazil-Italy, and it's a good match. After that last match, very dramatic. After the England comeback against Senegal, and after, well, France was sent home, it's anybody's World Cup. Brazil, Italy here today. Barella to Lazzari. Lazzari looks for a ball. Alex Telles with a challenge. Lazzari has it again. Verratti, hero of the last match. Zaniolo, Lazaro, Immobile. Really should have scored there. Throw in for Italy. This has been a really dull match, unfortunately. A Kirby, as my chair squeaks. It's my chair, honestly. Bonucci coming forward to Pellegrini. I think they're looking for that killer ball, Italy. And we see it there. Immobile. Oh, what a save by Alisson Becker. Immobile has had 2 huge chances in this match. So throw in the last 10 minutes for Brazil. You've got to say, if either team gets a goal now, it could seal the game. As Otavio is still running, gives it to Dodo. Dodo in the box. Dodo finishes. Dodo, the right back from Shakhtar Donetsk, I believe, has scored. 81 minutes gone. And do Italy have a response? We know that if they do, it's likely going to come from a ball from Verratti or one of those killer balls the Italians like to play. But Immobile doesn't seem to be finishing today, not like Dodo, who absolutely powers that one into the near post. Keeper will kick himself, Donnarumma. And is that it? We've got the last 10 minutes. Stay with it now. 5 minutes. Time is ticking away. Italy. Oh, I was about to say they don't look like they have much in the tank. Insigne though, Locatelli, they're trying to prove me wrong. Casemiro clears, and Firmino has options either side to break away and seal the game. He goes for Gabriel Jesus, options to his right-hand side, or is he going to go alone? No, he finds Arthur. Arthur finishes it. That is a breakaway, and that is 2-0 Brazil. Ruthless finishing by Arthur there, and I'm very happy to see the AI picking out the balls. Firmino there picks out Gabriel Jesus. Gabriel Jesus picks out one of the 2 men to his right, which is just, yeah, the AI did it wonderfully there. Arthur's finish as well is unstoppable. And there you have it. Brazil 2, Italy 0. Wow. Like I say, it was a good performance from the defence, and Alisson had a major part to play with 2 fantastic close-range saves from Immobile, who will be, he'll probably having nightmares about those chances, which leaves us with the semi-final final. Let's just quickly have a look at that in the tree view. Semi-final, or not the tree view. Why look at the tree view when you've got these two matches here? England versus Holland, Spain versus Brazil. It's the semi-finals. It's England versus the Netherlands. The last two representatives for Newcastle are here in this game. Owen Winyal on the bench, I don't think started much, and doesn't start today. Shawn Longstaff, though, does, and straight away we're into a highlight. It's a corner, it's cleared, and the Dutch are breaking. Frimpong moving forward. He's just running and running and running. He doesn't take the shot, he waits for options, gives it to Blind, back to Frimpong. Now he comes round to De Roon, Coop Miners to Blind. Blind to Coop Miners. They're playing around the edge of the area after that quick breakaway. They're now just trying to apply the pressure until they can find that killer ball. Coop Miners to Blind. Blind over to Frimpong, knocked down to Marlon, who does find a bit of space. And 1-0, 3 minutes in, the Netherlands are looking ruthless. England, again on the ropes, again going down a goal after a little while. It's a great goal as well. They worked it so well. We're all just waiting for that option, that opening, and Marlon finds it, and away he goes celebrating. The response from the English to that goal from the Netherlands seems to just be wave after wave of attack down this right-hand side. Reece James and Sterling involved. Shawn Longstaff with the ball. Calvert-Lewin's there, and Shawn Longstaff gets the assist. Come on, Shawn! Oh, I'm excited for him. Calvert-Lewin gets the goal, but I'm just really excited to see Shawn Longstaff's name up in lights in the semi-final of a World Cup. Reece James gives it to Shawn Longstaff. Great first-time ball to Calvert-Lewin at the back post, and he goes off celebrating wildly. Shawn Longstaff, take all the plaudits, please. Half-time here. 1-1 in what has been, I would say end-to-end, but it was the Netherlands scored, and then England just kept trying to knock down the door. But it took 20 minutes until Dominic Calvert-Lewin managed to get the goal that put it 1-1. Second half begins now. England kick off, and straight away it looks like they're going to continue pressing their attack. Shawn Longstaff into Harry Kane. Shawn Longstaff! Unbelievable scene. Shawn Longstaff turns it round. A goal and an assist for Shawn Longstaff. Oh boy, I can't believe it. Sterling gives it to him. He gives it to Kane. Kane goes, go on, you have a go. And he does. Curls that into the bottom corner. Oh, and he's off giving it the big ones. Shawn Longstaff. Corner for England, trying to put the game far away, basically, trying to get more goals, although that is cleared, and Sterling's got the pace to get there. Sterling to Foden. Foden is going to find a ball into the box, into Calvert-Lewin, and it's 3-1, and they've turned the game around. It was an early goal from the Netherlands, which really just sort of inspired England, by the looks of it, to just furious levels. Sterling involved there again. Foden, great ball by Foden as well to find Calvert-Lewin. It made a fantastic run. And he waves the fans, says hello. Hi, Mum. That's what he says. Another corner for England. Not 4. It is 4. It's Jordan Henderson with a goal from the corner. 4-1 England now. And after Senegal made it tough for them, the Netherlands, I think, just didn't have enough left in the tank. Henderson and Chamberlain, just on, combine for a goal. Last few minutes of the game, and it looks like he's one of our own. He's just gone off injured. England down to 9 men because of injuries, and they ran out of substitutes in the last few minutes, but it doesn't matter. 4-1. England go marching through to the World Cup final. Who will they face, though? Let's find out. Also, please, Shawn, I hope you're okay, because that was... What a performance. What performance, Shawn. Let's just double check he's okay. He's out for 3 to 4 weeks. Shawn Longstaff is going to miss the World Cup final. It's time for Spain versus Brazil in the other semi-final. And as we saw in the last match, the players are starting to drop like flies. The last matches we saw, both these teams in their quarterfinal matches put on very good defensive displays and then just clinically put them away when they counted. Brazil more so waited for the last 10 minutes and then really pounced, whereas Spain scored early and just settled with that. Will we see that again today, or will we see some more goals as David De Gea claims that cross, that corner? Will he go long? He will go long. Inaki Williams is left unmarked and he gets it at his feet and he goes alone, which may have been a mistake. It's the throw-in for Brazil. Otavio looks like he's involved in everything, and that is a second booking for Marc Roca. He is off. Down to 10 men now, the Spanish. Brazil throw-in, right-hand side. Everton knocks it down to Arthur. Arthur all the way over to Alexandro. Are they going to try and push home this advantage now, this man advantage? Fabinho gets past Rodri into Gabriel Jesus. 1-0. And now it's a real test of the Spanish character. 10 men, 1-0 down against a Brazilian side who have been, like I say, defensively brilliant. I think Fabinho's helped with that a lot. It's been fantastic every time we see him on the board. Otavio as well. They look really good, this Brazilian team. And if it is going to be England versus Brazil, I don't know if I could choose a winner between the two, especially now Shawn Longstaff's out. Very angry. Goal kick, Spain, play it forward. Ayazabal into Saul. Saul coming inside, trying to get something for Spain. Still 10 minutes left to play, but that is not what Spain need. They need a chance, or maybe could have carried that a bit further. They're dropping like flies, like I keep saying it, but it's true. Injuries, yellow cards, the tiredness out there for Spain. I don't think they've got anything left in the tank. Still only 1 goal in it from Brazil, and it looks like that's going to be enough to take them through to the final of the World Cup. England versus Brazil is the final of the Qatar World Cup in this universe. Welcome back. So, after we found out from the semi-finals who our finalists are, there's the matter that the third place playoff, which I didn't watch. I couldn't do it. The Dutch beat the Spanish 1-0 after extra time, so pretty glad I didn't. As we go into today, the World Cup final. Brazil versus England. Everybody take a deep breath. Now everybody say, he's one of our own. He's one of our own. Shawn Longstaff. He's not playing because he's injured. Let's find out who is playing and what will happen in the World Cup final. Brazil versus England here in Qatar. This stadium is finished, which I'm very happy to see. Oh, here they come. The managers, the players, the referees, the fans, the sun, which is still probably quite hot, even though it is the winter time. As we go in the game, 4 minutes gone already, and so far nothing of note. And by nothing of note, I mean nothing at all. No shots either side, although there's 2 for Brazil. Like we said in the previous games, Brazil look defensively brilliant. England have the most goals in the World Cup so far scored. That's including Argentina, who scored 8, remember. As really not a lot happening. 22 minutes have gone and no highlights to speak of. Could this be another World Cup final which goes down to just 1 goal or 2 goals? It happens so often, you see, in these finals, where there's very little to separate the two sides. But so far it looks like Brazil might be having the better of the ball and the game, as here they are on the ball with the throw-in. Otavio to Casemiro. Casemiro shot, Ramsdale save. Aaron Ramsdale in a World Cup final is a sight to behold, really, as we hurtle towards half-time, but not before an England corner. Mount whips it in. It's gone out. Otavio's going to get there. Could this be a Brazilian breakaway? Otavio looking for options down that left-hand side, maybe. He's got options ahead of him, but he goes alone. Keeps running. Loftus-Cheek with a challenge. Everton picks it up. Casemiro. Casemiro back to Alexandro. Brazil have got to go backwards, and England should have regrouped by now. And I think they have. Marquinhos, though, nobody picked up Alexandro when he gave the ball, and he gives it again into Firmino, into Everton. It's blocked. Stones clears to Sterling. Sterling going backwards and just absolutely punts it into Rosed. In danger, I guess. Just, if in doubt, get it out. And he did that. Best chance we've seen that of the game. England body's in the way, though, and we've got to see something better in this second half. I hope so. Anyway, as we go into it, well, at least a goal, maybe, unless this is going to go all the way to penalties, which could be the most nerve-wracking thing. I'm going to quickly pause for a drink of water. Okay, I've had my drink of water, feeling a bit better. I've been commentating on games for 2.5 hours and talking through the World Cup. So, yeah, if you do like it, I appreciate a like and a subscribe if you're not already here. Though we're still waiting for something to happen in this World Cup final. England going with what looks like some sort of sword. Brazil sticking with a 4-2-3-1. Gabriel Jesus and Anthony are both on now. England, no changes so far. Holding on for the full 90 as this could go down. Yes, it still could go down as one of the most boring World Cup finals in history. Although Spain won with a goal in extra time, I believe, after a 0-0 through normal time. Brazil going for it now. 3 strikers up front. England sticking with this system, trying to get maximum coverage. Henderson flanked by Loftus-Cheek and Oxlade-Chamberlain. I'm sure he would rather have Shawn Longstaff, but he's not there. Also, did they take off Raheem Sterling? Very strange. 0-0 after the full 90 minutes. We go to extra time. Still nothing in this. Either side could win. Lots of yellow cards for Brazil. Maybe a red could be incoming. The tired legs out there. Stick with the system. I think Gareth Southgate does. Arthur, cross from the corner. Maguire clears. Who's going to get there? Alexandro? No. Foden gets there. Foden turns, races away down the right-hand side. He's got limited support with him. I think that's Harry Kane running in the centre. He's tackled by Anthony. So it doesn't matter anyway. Kane doesn't get the chance to get on the ball. Alexandro clears. Alexandro will pick that up. Gomez back. That's a great ball into Chamberlain in the middle. Chamberlain looking for an option. There's Loftus-Cheek. Can he find the ball? Phil Foden. Phil Foden for England. It's 1-0. 95 minutes. Only 5 minutes into extra time. Oh, there's still a lot of work to do for England. But so far, so good. Great football. Oxlade-Chamberlain picked it up in the middle of the park. Plays it into Loftus-Cheek. All he's got to do is find that little ball ahead, and Foden's got a one-touch finish with the outside of his left foot. Why not, Phil? Why not do that at this really important moment in your career? What a finish that is anyway. What do I know if he's scoring? And that... Is that the goal that brings the World Cup to England? There's still time. Arthur into Gabriel Jesus. Gabriel Jesus running forward into the centre. Goes for a shot. Firmino! He's offside! Gabriel Jesus went for a long ranger. I think it was a shot, but Firmino just stuck out a foot to turn it into the back of the net. And I think it's offside. We're going to see it again. VAR is checking this. It's offside. Disallowed. Still 1-0 England as the game has come alive here in extra time. Gabriel Jesus, yeah, it's definitely a shot, isn't it? Absolutely fires it. Firmino just sticks out a toe, gets onto it, but he's offside. He made the run too early. That's the first half of extra time. Second half incoming. The England back line holding strong. I haven't pressed play yet. Saka playing complete wing back on the left. Why not? Is that Reece James has come on a defensive mid ahead of Henderson now? He's probably exhausted. Can they hold on? They are holding on. It's nearly over. It's not over though. Brazil, throw in. James, down. Loftus-Cheek doesn't get there. Alex Telles has another chance to get it into the box. Gets it to Arthur. Back to Alex Telles. Gets past one. Back to Arthur. Arthur into the box. Kyle George. It's off the post. He was offside anyway, but the warning signs there. 5 minutes left for England to win the World Cup. 1 minute of time and it's over. England, as they seem to an awful lot in Football Manager, have won the World Cup. Wow. Wow. And there it is. I'm pretty sure it's still Gareth Southgate. Lifts the World Cup along with Captain Jordan Henderson, I imagine. And here in Qatar, a narrow 1-0 extra time win over Brazil. Who's going to do the cartwheel, the customary cutscene cartwheel as I call it? Who is it? It's the keeper. It's Aaron Ramsdale. Heroic goalkeeping from Aaron Ramsdale. 2 disallowed goals in the final 15 minutes. It's unbelievable scenes there. And that was the World Cup. Say if you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, comment down below your favourite moments of the World Cup. It's going to take me a little while to edit it, so hopefully it's worth it. If you want to see more of this sort of thing on the channel, let me know. But next time we'll be back to normal entertainers business.